Hi, and welcome to week 13 of my Home Life Remodel. As I said last week, we're kind of getting to the slow part, kind of the waiting game for getting last minute details fixed before the drywall can go in. And I must say, I'm getting so restless. I know this is kind of the realism setting in, that this is the way home repair and remodeling normally is, but it's not how I want it to be. So, just gotta learn patience through this. So, as promised last week, I wanted to do a review of the steps of where we are on the project. So everyone keeps asking us how close we are to being done, and it's been really hard to know. So I thought I'd make a list of all the steps that we originally envisioned and just go through where we are with that. So hopefully you'll be able to read my messy handwriting. Here we go. Number 1. Tear down the walls that were added for apartments. That was done in week 1, pretty good. Take out the kitchens from the first and second floor. That went by in the first week as well. Take out the wall between the dining room and the kitchen. That was probably the most fun part of the project. It was something that we kind of thought that we were dreading, and we were like, how in the world are we going to do this by ourselves? But with Daniel's guiding hands, we did it, and that was done in half a day. So, continuing. Demo walls in the new kitchen and dining room to add new wiring, and as you can see, that's what all of that back behind me is from. Move and update plumbing. A lot of that had to be done. This is a 80-year-old house, and just with us moving the kitchen layout and some of the bathrooms, that was an essential. Rewire the whole house and put in new lighting. That took a lot of work. It was done by Eamon of Tim Kyle Electricians, and it took a lot longer than we thought, but partially it was because we weren't sure we were going to redo the whole house when we started, but we did, and we feel like it's going to be much safer because there's no way we'd want to put this much work into it only to have it be a fire hazard. We have added central air on the second floor and put in 2 wall units on the first floor. We moved 2 windows that were in the kitchen and put them in the new dining room. And then we added 1 new window to the kitchen. The reason we had to do that was because of counter heights. But while we were putting our counters in, the existing windows are start at knee level. And while it's beautiful and lets a lot of light in, it just was really holding us back on kitchen design. Take out the first floor bathtub and make that into a single half bath. Which we did as well. My handwriting got a little smaller when I realized how long this list was. Frame out the walls and tub for a new master bath and walk-in closet in the second floor. Empty the attic of all the former tenants' belongings. That was something that I filmed. Josh got it into his head to just do it one day because it was really limiting movement upstairs for storage purposes and also for the heating and air conditioning guys. And so we did it, and it was a ton of stuff. There was somebody's old beer can collection and old computer parts and boxes from TVs and printers that were bought, stuff like that. We had to frame up better supports in the master bath and in the basement. It's an old house, and with just the weight of some of the new modern things, Daniel thought that was a good idea. We fixed the spot in the foundation, and that was quite a test, but they got it done. Take down the external stairway to the second floor. That was a really big project that I missed because I was at work that day. And finally, from last week, add insulation to the internal walls for soundproofing. There's probably lots of little things in there that I forgot. I know just cleaning up and taking things to the landfill and out to our dumpster thing took a really long time too. So this is probably a bad list. There's probably more, but just for the sake of brevity. Now, here's a list of the rest of the stuff that we still need to do. We need to put in drywall in these open walls, such as in the kitchen and dining room. Plaster repair all the other walls. We want this to look as new of a house as we can. refinish all the wood floors. It's really a blessing that they look as good as they do. We just want to get them to look their best. Tile 2 of the upstairs bathrooms. Install kitchen cabinets, and that's another one I'm excited about, but we have to have the drywall in so that we can get the most accurate measurements, because that's not something you want to order and have it not fit. New countertops and appliances. Put in the interior trim and finish it off in parts where pieces were missing, such as some of the walls that got closed up when it was made into apartments. Install the wood stove. That's something that we hope to get done as soon as the drywall goes up. Install the bathroom vanities, and you saw the one that we made ourselves out of a dresser bureau. We have another one that we made out of a nightstand, so that's just as exciting. Install the toilets and finish off all the plumbing fixtures. Install the remaining lights, fixtures, and all the plug outlet things. Paint the inside, and move in! So, it looks hard, but again, a lot of these are things that we've already started or we already have hired the people to do. We still need to find someone who's going to refinish our floors, and we have not chosen tile, but in a way I think that's what we're going to be doing in the next 2 weeks when we just stop progress. We're going to try to do some of the fun stuff in the meantime, so it's not like we're losing ground, but just doing lighter things that don't need to go in and don't need more approval. And then once we move in, we're going to deal with the outside, new siding and new gutters. These are some things that we talked to the Historical District Commission about, and they had some really good ideas. What we have is the cedar shake, but it's covered up by that 60s, 70s asbestos, which just is so unstylish and terrible and not the most environmental thing. So what we're going to do, we're thinking, this is our hope right now, is to remove the asbestos and then patch up the cedar shake. From what we can tell, it's in pretty good condition. Personally, might have just covered it up at some point because it was more the fashion to go with the bigger shingles. But we need to get an expert in here to look at them and tell us if that's worthwhile, a good idea. But luckily, we'll have the historic preservation tax credits to help us go forward with that, and we're also considering pursuing the state program with the 20%, and that'll make a big impact for going forward with a project of that size. I hope you got a handle on where we are. I think it kind of helped me as well. Thank you very much for watching, and look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.